What's up, YouTube, and welcome to my pickups video for the month of September 2023. I did a little travel at the very beginning of the month and went to the city of Dayton, Ohio to see my favorite band, Guided by Voices, play a weekend of 40th anniversary shows in their hometown, which was really cool. But the other thing is I had a lot of spare time during the day in between the concerts to run around Dayton, and Dayton has some fantastic record stores, but also some really good video game stores. One of them I want to give a special shout out to because it is so unusual, is they have a store called Vax and Videos, and literally the two things that they sell in the store are video games and vacuum cleaners, and vacuum cleaner accessories and parts. Very, very weird combo. The business has actually been around for a very long time because I went to their old location several years ago. I think it's under new owners now. They have a new location, but honestly, really good video game selection there. And then even some of the other stores in Dayton had some really good stuff too. So what's interesting about this video is everything you're going to see came from that trip at the beginning of the month. I didn't buy anything online this month. I did take one other trip a couple weeks ago to Denver for work, and honestly was so busy I didn't even get to game hunt. So unfortunately nothing from that trip, even though Denver in the past has I've found a lot of good stuff there. So anyway, that being said, let's get started. First thing I want to show is a PS1 title that I got in the Ohio, and this is something that I haven't bought. I haven't bought a PS1 game in a few months, it seems like, which is kind of crazy because I was going pretty wild on buying PS1 for such a long time. But I've kind of gotten to the point where there's very few things that I actually want. This is one of the Longbox titles that is exclusive to the Longbox. There is not a jewel case variant of this, and it's Brain Dead 13. The reason I waited on this one for so long is I always kind of wanted it because it was a Longbox exclusive, and it's kind of one of the more uncommon ones, is that I already had it on Sega Saturn, but I don't really think there's any main reason on why the PS1 or Saturn version is better than the other. It is a two-disc game. It has a lot of FMV. It's got this really cartoonish look to it. I think this started maybe on PC or 3DO even. I'm not positive, but I know it's kind of a point-and-click adventure type of game, which isn't really necessarily my favorite. But I did think the art style looked kind of cool, so maybe I'll check it out. Unfortunately, I've had the Saturn version for years, and I don't think I've ever played it, so maybe this time it'll be the time that I do. This is one of the ones that only comes in what I call the paper box style Longbox. There is no Saturn jewel case version or Ridge box style for this one, so kind of a unique title for the PS1 early library, in that there was never a jewel case variant, and then they also didn't make a Longbox variant. They all have this style. It's one of the ones that has the fold-out where the manual just lays in it, and then you have a couple discs and sleeves and a little foam block there to keep everything in the box kind of tidy. So nice little package, I guess. Just another neat thing for my PS1 collection that I never had. So cool to get that. One of the things I got at Vax and Videos was this game for the Sega Master System that I always kind of wanted, and it's Strider. I think it's just a downscaled version from the Genesis version. I haven't had a chance to pop it in yet. And what's interesting about this one is this did get a US release, but it was very late in the Master System library. And basically they just took the Euro versions and then put a barcode sticker over the barcode on the back. But this one is, I'm guessing, the Euro version, or somebody pulled that little barcode sticker off somewhere along the way. It's also missing the manual, but it was very cheap, and I was like, honestly, this is cheaper than I can just even get one of these brought in from a European seller on eBay, even though the game is obviously much more common there. So figured I'd check it out since it was cheap, and I always like getting new stuff for my Master System that I never had, so that was nice to find. This next game is obviously the highlight of the Dayton trip, but also the highlight of my video, and this is a game I've wanted for TurboGrafx for quite some time. I keep putting it off because I didn't think I was going to be able to find it complete in the outer cardboard box, just due to the expense of that and the rarity of those, since most of those got pitched. But I did find this Hue card and manual on the trip in a weird flea market or I guess pawn shop-esque video game store. It was a very weird place that I'd never been to before and stumbled on. So got talking to the guys there. They were very friendly and struck a deal on this. So I got Air Zonk for TurboGrafx, which is a variant of the Bonk series with this side character, Zonk, and it's actually a horizontal shooter. But if you like the Bonk art style, very much like that. What's weird about this is they also made Super Air Zonk, which is not like a CD enhanced version of the same game. It's actually the sequel to this. And that game, the US version, goes for a really stupid amount of money. So I don't think I'm going to find that one anytime soon. But This one's nice. The manual was like super crisp on it. I was like, there's no reason I can pass on this. And honestly, they sold it to me for about the price of just the Hue card alone. So I was very happy to get this, and then actually played it quite a bit whenever I got back. So very happy to get this in the collection. Maybe someday I'll get the outer cardboard box. This is one of the late releases that didn't come with the like the standard jewel case in the box. You just got the manual and the Hue card loose in the cardboard box, and so I just stuck it in a jewel case for now, which will keep it nice. But kind of a bummer because you don't get a spine, you know, on these late releases like that. So very happy to get this. Fun game, enjoying it, and may actually try to beat it. We'll see. So been playing it quite a bit. The last thing I got on the Dayton trip, and really the last thing for the video, is manuals. So every time I go to video game stores when I'm traveling, I always ask, hey, do you have any loose manuals that you will sell? And surprisingly, like, I think all of the Dayton stores were like, oh yeah, sure, let me grab this box out of the back. So they gave me a lot of things to dig through. It's just, I guess I'm getting so close to having the complete set of NES manuals that there's very little that I actually needed. But one store had some that I hadn't needed, and most of these are actually pretty common games that just, for some reason, I didn't have the manuals for, so nothing too extravagant here. First one of these is Prince of Persia. It's probably the most exciting of this group. Kind of a later release on the NES, but obviously not the best way to play this game, so you can always check that version out, but obviously not probably the, the pinnacle version. Another one I got was Dance Aerobics, one of these really cheesy power pad games. And this one's kind of weird because I actually have a sealed copy of this, but I figured I should probably still get the manual for my loose cart, just to kind of go with that. Another game that is so common that probably I've seen this manual before and I just never bought it thinking I already had it, and then it was on my list. So Phantom Fighter, not really a great game by FCI. And then the last one of these is, I don't know, kind of later release, not super late, but nothing really that exciting. Nigel Mansell's World Championship, so an F1 racing game. But yeah, it was very cool to get a few manuals on the trip. Like I say, I like buying those in person because you don't have to pay shipping for them individually and all that kind of stuff. And you can kind of check them out and make sure they're not all like written in or stickered or whatever. So that about does it. As far as like local hunting for the rest of the month at home, like I found nothing. So maybe in October things will get better. I'll find some local finds or even some online purchases. But at least I was able to get some cool stuff on my trip to Ohio. I know I don't show my records in my videos that much anymore, but I got brought home a lot of cool records from that trip too, so it's definitely a fun visit. But that about does it. Thank you very much for watching. Please take a moment, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day or night, wherever you are.